hear ye, brave souls and curious onlookers. Gather round as the fires of fate crackle and the drums of destiny thunder across the Iron Realm. Welcome to episode 60 of our ever-unfolding saga, an odyssey forged in courage, betrayal, and choices that could topple kingdoms. It all began with a single spark in episode 1, and now that ember has become an inferno. If you've only just arrived, O wandering soul, fret not. You've stumbled into the eye of the storm, but the entire journey is preserved. Every sword clash, whispered secret, and divine reckoning, waiting for you to binge with abandon. Each Wednesday night, our fellowship gathers at the sacred table, where imagination reigns and dice defy gravity. From there, the tale is cast into the production dungeon, where tireless trolls shape it with hammer and flame. And come Sunday, it rises anew, polished and radiant, unleashed upon the world via YouTube for all to witness. But lo, our reach stretches further still. We've sown breadcrumbs across the digital wilds: Facebook, Instagram, the Iron Realms wiki, even the enchanted scrolls of Pinterest. Follow us, stalk us, meme us. We revel in it all. Now, before we descend into the abyss of tonight's tale, let us first honor the champions who will shape fate itself. When your name is called, rise from the shadows. Speak your first name, your character's name, their race, class, and level. Let the crowd know who dares challenge the Iron Realm tonight.
First, we have Brad.
Good evening. Yes, I am Bradley, and tonight I'm playing Kingfisher Blue, a level 6 Aarakocra monk, way of the open talon. He's smarter than you, and we'll just leave it at that. Alphazar.
Next, we have Ria.
Hello, I am Ria. I play Lominde, who is a level 6 Elven Rogue/Sorcerer.
Next, we have Allison.
Hi, I'm Allison. I play Theo and Cat, a Kalashtar and Cat duo. Rogues, Phantoms, level 6.
Then we have Matt.
Hey guys, I am Matt, and I play Tolnar, who is a half-elf rogue thief, level 7.
Then we have Lisa.
Guys, I'm Lisa. I play Aaron Stonefell, a high elf paladin wizard, level 6. I come from the frozen Northlands, and I fight for the innocent in the name of the True Bog. Under a banner of glory, may the True Bog light your path, fellow warrior.
Then we have John.
Hello, I'm John. I play Zechariah, a 7th level human paladin, Oath of Devotion, completely and wholeheartedly devoted to the Alpha Bog. Alphazar!
And last but not least, I'm Chris. I am your humble dungeon master, your narrator, your tormentor, your guide through chaos and wonder. And unfortunately, we are missing one of our players tonight. David could not be with us. David plays Q, who is a Lightfoot halfling cleric, life domain level 7. We hope to see you back next week with us, David.
Steel your hearts, ready your spells, and let the story unfold. Previously in the Iron Realm. Title: The Ritual and the Tongue. The battle's end came swiftly. Tolnar vanished into the bowling bag just as Erin stepped forward, ready for war. With lethal precision, Kingfisher Blue struck down one of the final vampire spawn. Lominde followed, her psychic blade slicing clean through the last creature's neck, its head tumbling into the snow as silence fell over Snow Valia. The surviving tieflings knelt before Emberthorn, their leader, who stood poised to deliver harsh punishment. They had failed the rite of branding, and the cost would be steep. One initiate, trembling, confessed that Snow Val-Ia had been a proving ground, a trial they had not survived as initiates of the Sable Dawn. Emberthorn's judgment remained cold. Yet as punishment loomed, Kingfisher Blue stepped forward, defending the initiates and calling for mercy. Emberthorn hesitated, then turned to Lominde, offering her the right to perform the branding ritual in their stead. She declined, surrendering that right. His gaze hardened. "You are not who you pretend to be," he said, his voice heavy with meaning. The ritual commenced at the great tree. The initiates were branded with the sigil of the Sable Dawn, their screams echoing through the still air. Emberthorn then turned to the party and declared them Dawn Scribes, bound now to the sect's mission. He promised protection and rest beneath the watchful eye of the Sable Dawn. In the uneasy calm that followed, Lominde received a gift. Kingfisher offered one in return. Theo and Kat then came to Erin with an urgent task, to help with the severed mimic tongue fused to their human mouth. The request was a profound honor, a powerful moment of trust and camaraderie within the party. Together, Sister Nyx, Relpek, Q, Kingfisher, Lominde, and the stalwart Zechariah all aided Erin in her prayer to the true bog, leading the group in unity. This act of fellowship, faith, and love broke the foul curse, and the human gasped out a glorious revelation. "My name is Kat, for your information, and there is a lot more about us that you don't know about. Yet, prepare yourself for tonight. Secrets stir beneath the snow. Bonds will be tested, truths will surface, and the Garnet moon will whisper once more. You never know what will be uncovered next in episode 60. Let's roll."
Good evening, fellow warriors.
Good evening.
Alphazar.
Oh my goodness. You can tell that it is a Wednesday night, in the middle of the week. We are all kind of just here. But it is a good night, and last week was a fantastic coming together of this fine adventuring party within the village, the quiet village, the damned village of Snovalia. So, Talnar actually missed all of the fun last week, and so, excuse me, we see that Q and U run into the bowling bag, and Talnar exits the bag into the muddy snow and earth to see the rest of the group getting ready to rest for the evening. That's where we will start tonight. If anybody wants to catch Talnar up on what's been happening.
Talnar, my friend, you will not believe the things that have been happening. Did you get a
It was decent, you know, warmer than I'm used to, but
the person you really need to hear from is Kat.
Hi.
Isn't that amazing?
he looks over, goes, you know, at least you're not the silent one anymore.
She gives it somewhat of a rude gesture.
Maybe being the number one, you know, person.
Maybe in the number one pursuit, yeah.
Whatever. Anyway,
I got a bowl.
I was really excited. Yeah, you did get a bowl. Tell me more about that bowl.
I can't read anything that's on it.
How big is this bowl?
What is it written in?
Infernal.
I think so.
It's not one of the languages I know. I can read dragon, or whatever the comic or whatever it is, but I can't read infernal.
Yeah, neither can Tolnar. Tolnar's working on learning how. Well, he's learning how to interpret and read Dwarvish by his book, but not infernal.
Read infernal?
I only know bits and pieces from my employer, former employer, I suppose.
Can you look at the bowl?
It might be a translation book in my library.
If Lamende wants you to look at the bowl, I guess.
It might be available.
It is kind of up to Loman Deck.
I really want to know what's written on the bowl, so I just hold it out and say, "Go for it."
All right, we'll be right back. So I go into the bag. I make sure that Tolnar made the bed and left us a good review. And then I'll go to my library and I'll go through my translation books. I'll find one, common to infernal, infernal to common, Fodor's Guide to Infernal Languages, and I emerge from the bag and I say, "Well, here you go, Lemon. Hopefully this will help."
Lomende takes the book, and the book itself, the writing that's within it's very clear. You can understand the common to infernal and infernal to common. What is written on the bowl, however, roll an investigation check.
Sorry, my dice have absconded.
Okay.
Nice.
21.
21. The writing that's on the bowl, the lettering is very similar to what is in the book, but it is ancient infernal and does not correspond. It's almost like it's gibberish to what is written in the book that Kingfisher Blue has given you.
Don't have any ancient infernal translation guide.
This is something that almost feels like it has been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation for thousands of years. And the writing is such that it will take you months, if not years, to actually be able to translate it into anything that corresponds with what's in the book. And Sister Nyx, who is standing near everyone, she is of the opinion, and she, a long bony finger points in the direction of the bowl and says, "I don't even know what is written on the bowl." So, so there you have it.
Off to the 13 levels.
Most hand comes out, pulls her down. "You shouldn't be telling people that." No, but as you, the group, are kind of winding down the festivities, you notice that other tieflings, the other members of Sable Dawn, are actually moving away, going into buildings, and through the graveyard back to the other side of the village. The only ones that are still there are Emberthorn, as well as the 3 newest members of Sable Dawn, and then your party. Emberthorn looks at the group and then looks at Sister Nyx and then at the initiates and says, "It is time for rest. You can go into," and he points at the building directly to your east, the large building, and says, "You may rest there. Understand that most of these buildings are facades, not true buildings." And he starts to make his way away back towards the small building to your west.
Sister Nyx, you know the time has come.
Sister Nyx also does the same thing. The 3 initiates, the 3 new members of Sable Dawn, they actually go to the tree, the one that was burning, and they actually just pull out the meager resting bedding that they are carrying with them, and they put it underneath a tree where the tree was burned, and begin making preparations to go to bed. Now, you as a group can go into the building. You can stay outside the building, leave guards. What do y'all intend to do?
It'd be probably better sleep in a building versus sleeping outside.
It is still cold, especially since you are just to the south of the Dragon Mountains, and Ephraim being up further north of you. So it is still cold. Light chance of snow. You never know.
And the Sable Dawn offered to protect us as we slept. Is that correct?
Correct.
So yeah, building would be preferred.
I mean, even if they weren't going to protect us, that'd still be a preferred place, because at least you can have a fortifiable entrance and exit and know where things can happen from.
I shall find a comfy spot to make my nest, and I shall rest.
Okay. Entering into this building, there are 2 doors. There's one directly to the pointing towards the southeast, the one that you come in from, which is at the southwest, and pointing towards the northwest. So where Talnar is, there's a door directly to your south. Yes, that ping. And there is another one on the side that can't be seen by by our audience and by you guys. So there are 2 doors. There are windows, but they're on what would be the 2nd floor of this building, not on the 1st floor. Each of them is covered with basically curtains, and you can hear the wind when it comes through. It hits the window and it kind of rattles the glass, but otherwise it is a dirt and plank floor. There is a fireplace, along the northeast portion of the building on the first floor. So you could build a fire if you wanted to, or make food, whatever you want to. Um,
Can Frost fit through the door?
I'm sorry, what?
Can Frost fit through the door?
Unfortunately, no. Neither of the beasts can come inside.
I mean, that doesn't stop most, canines trying not to force themselves in.
That is very true. A canine could force it. If you want Frost inside, you can certainly roll. It would be a strength check. I know, Frost. I know you can play.
He's giving you an earful.
If we want them in, we could do it via the bag, but I'll leave that up to you.
I mean, if Aaron wants to do that, and if Zechariah, if you want the wolves to go into the bag so that they can come into the building, we'd certainly do that. I'm not opposed to it. It depends on what you guys want to do.
I will say one of them probably will start stinking up the place. Just from normal decay means.
Yeah,
Wherever.
Oh,
Yeah, whatever.
I just wondered if he could fit through the door. That was my only question.
Yeah.
I wasn't
You
worried
could
about.
guard the door. I mean,
He's fine. My dog got to be serious.
The undead direwolf, Zechariah tells the undead direwolf to post itself outside of the building of wherever Relpec is. So whatever building Relpec goes into, wherever Relpec goes, the undead direwolf is the shadow Relpec at all times to protect him. But he won't go inside the building. He'll stay outside of the building that Relpec goes into.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm going to go inside here, this building, and use my firebolt in a very gentle manner to start a fire so that we can all be warm and toasty.
Relpec obviously goes into the building and kind of goes into a corner. Hugh and you are currently inside the bowling bag, so don't have to worry about them. Theo and Kat, as well as Lomende and Zechariah, what are you guys doing?
Zechariah is going to go into wherever kind of the group's going. If the group's all going into one house, Zechariah will just follow them into that house or home or building or wherever. So Zechariah will stay with the group.
Okay. So go ahead and
he can go into a building if it looks like, it's safe or whatnot, or if other people are going into the building, he'll follow along.
Okay. Go ahead and move your token so that everybody is in the building together. Theo and Kat, what are you doing?
And yes, I'm aware you can't see me. We're gonna follow the crowd, and once the fire starts going, we're gonna cuddle up next to the fire because we've been freezing cold for hours.
Go ahead and move.
It's blazing.
And the other dire wolf be outside, in the building, but outside.
On that side.
There you go. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. So the question now is, is the party taking a short rest, a long rest, or a full rest? As we discussed, short rest is 10 minutes. Long rest is 3 hours of no activity, 3 hours of light activity, and a full rest is 24 hours.
For me, as an elf, and I'm sure there's others amongst my brethren here, that's like 4 hours of hokey meditation time, right? For a full rest.
Full rest is you regain all dice in the hit die pool, recover all spell slots, and recover from all points of exhaustion. Caveat is that it must be done in a place of safety, usually with a bed. In this case, you have already been told that you are safe. So whether you are on the floor or you're in a comfy bed, there are no beds in this, but there obviously is a floor, and you have your bed rolls and that sort of thing, and there's nothing coming after you at this point.
Not with my big dog standing outside.
I mean, personally, I have some items I need to attune to. So I would probably need either a long or a full rest, depending on what's convenient for the rest of the party.
A long rest is good for me because I want to go over my new spell book.
Yeah, I think a long rest. I'd vote long rest.
Okay, long rest is 3 hours of no activity and 3 hours of light activity.
I'll take first
Or
watch.
you spend your hit dice to regain HP. You regain half of hit dice pool at the end of the first 3 hours. Regain all spell slots at the end of the 6th hour. And all long rest cooldowns reset. The caveat is that you can only do one in a 24-hour period. So you have a full rest, which means that you regain everything over a 24-hour period, which means that you can be up for a couple of hours, down for a couple of hours. You can be reading or writing or
I got you.
what have you. A long rest, you only have 3 hours of activity and then 3 hours of no activity.
Well, we have been through a lot, so yeah, okay, probably. And the caveat is, like you're saying, it's got to be a place of safety with a bed. I'm assuming there's beds here.
There are no beds in this building, but as we've already discussed, this Sable Dawn has told you that they are protecting you while you are here. So you are in a place of safety. Okay, nothing.
All right, so it's probably a good, yeah, probably a great ideal condition to do a full rest.
What say the rest?
I agree. I agree. We just went through some crazy stuff, and I think we need some time.
Yeah. Well, this also gives you the ability to level up for those of you who are leveling up, which would be Lomende and Aaron Stonefell. The two of you are, basically sitting there reading spell books and going through the beginning of the start of your wizard sorcerer level. So
that's a great point. In fact, just as a side note, this is just a housekeeping thing. Add that to the full rest. That's where you can level up. And also, are you in our little homebrew rules section? I'm just putting that in for the record, just a side note, because that's a great point. And then, how are you handling attunement? Is attunement going to be also full rest? I know Loman Day wanted to attune to some items, so.
Attunement, depending on how long the attunement requirement is. So if it says that it's a full day, or if it says that it's a couple of hours, it just is going to depend. Some of them, it's just, it says specifically what's in the
yeah, or it'll have a prerequisite, or something like that, right?
Most of the time, it takes 1 hour for attunement. If it's just straight brawl, unless there's a caveat with it.
Yeah, I don't want to put a qualifier, but I want to give it that since there's so many spells and so many things that you have to learn, I don't want to put a strict rule on it, because it's all going to depend on the spell and the how long it takes. So
Chris, would you just say minimum of a long rest to attune and full rest you were able to annoy, since it incorporates a long rest from the rest rules that you're using?
The full rest you level is when we level up. A long rest or a full rest is the only time that you can do an attunement or a learning a new spell. So depending on, and it's going to depend on what the requirement in the spell is, whether it takes an hour, it takes a day, it takes whatever items. So, but level up is going to be strictly full. Spells and attunement is either a long rest or a full rest.
We can only learn a new spell when we have a long rest.
A short rest is only 10 minutes, so you're not going to have the opportunity of doing what, Lisa?
Said a long rest is the only time we can learn a new spell.
You can read the spells while you're traveling, if that's what you're asking. Okay. Learning a spell, reading a spell, and memorizing a spell happens over a period of time. Same thing with a long rest. I'm not saying that you can't learn spells as you go, but being able to put them into your writing them into your spell book and memorizing them, that's going to take time, and that is also stated in the actual spell.
Player's handbook, under spells talks about the time that it takes to get spells into your spell book.
So everyone is in agreement that this is a full rest, 24 hours, so that everybody can rest, get everything back that they need, learn some spells, get things written into the books to start memorizing, that sort of thing.
Yes, all the things, as they say.
I'm gonna take the first watch.
You don't have to do watches. You don't have to do a watch during the long rest. Everybody is a full rescue.
Well, are we sure we don't want to have at least one person watching?
Well, it's completely up to the party whether you do or not. I'll just say that.
Maybe I'm just not that. I'm trusting, but I'm not that trusting. But let's say the party. I'll be sleeping with one eye open if all y'all go to sleep.
I mean, Tonard's. I mean, he needs minimum sleep anyway, so he's gonna be reading his book no matter what, trying to keep reading and learning Dwarvish.
So, you know, it says full rest length is 24 hours to a week. So, is the full rest minimum 24 hours? That's the minimum.
Yes.
Okay. So, in a day, right, which is a day, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're not college kids, right? We don't sleep for 24 hours.
No.
Right. Or teenagers, I guess, sleep for 24 hours.
Which
anyway,
college student do you know that
we're going to be up in that 24-hour period regardless. So, I mean, you know, Chris, if something does jump off, you can just randomly decide who's awake, whether Lomonday's doing her atonement or Aaron with her spell books or me sharpening the spear. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we're not going to sleep for 24 hours straight.
That's not what I'm trying to state here. The idea is that you are not actively going out fighting, traveling, doing anything other than recuperating from what has happened. Because quite honestly, you guys have been going and going and going and going since Ephraim. I mean, you went right into the battle with the wolves. You went right into the battle with the vampire spawn. So call this
good point.
Call this a what do they call that? A staycation. A staycation. You guys can spend a week if you choose to. If the party wants to, you can say, okay, at 24 hours, I'm done. We're ready to go. Or you can say, look, we really do need to spend this time resting, going through our loot, going through our weapons, making sure that everything is ready to go, cleaning, fixing, mending. You have that opportunity. It's not like you were sleeping for a week. You're not, was it Rip Van Winkle? Sleeping for a week? Who is it?
Okay.
Whoever it is. So, but you have the opportunity and you can spend that time learning spells, writing down your spells.
Rip Van Winkle slept for 20 years.
Yes. You won't have to do that. So, but, you know,
I want to talk to Zechariah.
Okay. Do you want to do that as an aside where everybody else?
No, they can. I don't care.
Okay. My question is, are you spending just 24 hours, or are you going to take up to the full week before moving on? Because Sable Dawn is going to be watching over you no matter what. They've already stated that.
I don't want to stay more than 24 hours personally, but that's me.
You say that until you have to, you know, figure out, oh, this might take a little longer to learn, and it don't hurt to rest a little bit. But then again, you know, some of us have been on the road and fighting and getting a little older than some of the others.
Well, we can put you in the wagon.
I mean, most of us has been on a campaign for years on years. But being able to sit and relax is nice, and
well, you were
good.
Well, Kingfisher Blue promised me shopping.
Okay, and who says it won't take 2 weeks to get to the shopping?
I don't know, but my Bluebird said that I could go shopping, and I'm ready for it.
Okay. So, Aaron, you are voting for just 24 hours?
That is my vote.
Okay. Talnar?
I'm with the group.
I'm with what majority wants. Polnar doesn't really care if he sits there for a week. He's still going to be reading the Dwarvish book, trying to learn Dwarvish. So
Okay. There's no maybe or whatever. It's yes or no.
Yeah, whatever the majority is. I mean, if they want to say 2 days, then that's fine.
Well, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking yes or no. Week or 24 hours?
Oh, I want 24 hours. I don't want to see a week.
24 hours.
24 hours?
I missed some. Theo,
24 hours.
Loman Day,
24 hours.
Hugh doesn't get a vote since he's not here. Tolnar,
I'm
still going.
with the party. Yep,
Okay.
24 then.
Okay, so 24 hours. So, during that period of 24 hours, Aaron, what are you working on, or what are you doing?
Well, I do have my spell book out and my handy dandy new little minted quill, and I'm motioning over Zechariah because I wanted to talk to him about something, and if he's willing to talk to me in a few minutes, then we'll do that. But,
Zechariah says that he is always available.
you want to see what everybody else is doing and then circle back around to us, that's fine.
You can certainly do that. Theo and Kat, what are you doing?
We will be staying near the fireplace, just trying to keep warm. Theo, the cat, will be reading the book that she collected from like way back when. I don't exactly remember the title, but I know it was of nobles and noble families in the area.
Yes.
She's trying to figure out where exactly they are and how far away some certain people are.
Okay. So you're reading.
Yes.
Okay. Talnar, what are you doing?
He is learning Dwarvish from the book. I don't know how long he's been working on it, but I know it's a book he's gotten for a while now.
You've had that book for more than since the beginning of Ephraim, right?
He actually, I think so. Yeah, if not a little bit before then. I know he's had it for probably going on 3.5, 4 years, depending on how long the previous stuff happened for.
Lominde, what are you doing?
I am attuning to the belt that Tolnar gave me, as well as taking out my thieves' tools and meditating over them in order to make them my arcane focus.
Okay. Make sure that you look at how long it takes to do both of those. Same thing with the spells. If you're reading spells or learning spells or writing spells in your book, make sure that you look to see how long it takes to learn those. Because some stuff you write in the book and then you have to memorize it. Other things, you have to have the pieces in order to do it. So, Kingfisher, what are you doing?
Hello. Yes. I'm going to write off a few letters via Skyquill, and I'll seal them with the signet ring, which is my feather and anchor signet, and I will go through the process of Skyquill I guess the birds come and take my letters and fly off. So, sending one to Nature, one to Bronson, and a third mysterious letter to be discovered later. And then I'm just going to sleep. I'm tired.
You're definitely not taking a cat nap,
No, no, it's a bird rest.
Okay. So you're sending off scrolls, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the Iron Realms courier service is called Skyquill, where whispers take wing. They are little bluebirds that fly around. You'll
children.
see them flying through the air. They took over from Twitter. Our tweeter, we'll call it, so the pieces will go out. If it is a scroll, I'm assuming that are these over or under 50 words?
Under. All three of them are under 50 words.
Okay, so each one costs 1 silver piece, and they are going to actually cross realms, so it takes 3 to 5 days to get where they need to go, because they have to go over the Dragon Mountains to get to the Tahaiwan in Ithaca. And if you send them anywhere else, it's going to take 3 to 5 days. So,
yes, the first two are going to Ithaca, Highwind. The third one, I guess I had to tell them where to take it. So that one is going to Aphamus.
You don't have to say anything. All you have to do is tell the courier that it's.
All right. Yeah, the courier. I'll tell the courier where the third one's going.
Yeah, that one actually can be encrypted if you choose to. It is 2 silver pieces instead.
Yes. All right. So total of 4 silver.
Yes. Make sure that you note that.
Do they have change for a gold piece?
I would assume so. In some way, they may have to go and get it and bring it back, but they'll work. Yeah.
Tolnar will toss whatever silver he needs. So.
Oh, thank you, Tolnar. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, here we go.
So they have little pouches.
Well, they just carry it in their talons. Anyway, and for larger scrolls, they employ more than one bird at the same time. So, if anybody chooses to send a letter to anybody else, they're more than welcome to do so at any time.
Genius.
And you can find more information about Skyquill, as well as all the other vendors that are in the Iron Realm, by going to the Iron Realm wiki. just a small commercial there. Okay.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Iron Realm Wiki.
Iron Realm wiki. Letters. Okay. So Zechariah being called over by Aaron to talk with her. Before that happens, is there anything that you're doing?
Praying to the Alpha Bog. So I'm in a time of meditation and prayer.
Okay. So over the course of the 24 hours, the first couple of hours are very quiet, serene. Everybody is resting. It's obvious that you are all exhausted. Then having the opportunity to do the various tasks that you're doing, Aaron and Zechariah meet in a corner of the building, for lack of a better word, this facade of a building, to have a quiet little discussion. and I will let Aaron and Talnar talk.
Zachariah. I remember when I first met you, you were using a different weapon, and it broke.
Spirit Walker's flail, yes.
Yeah. I was wondering. I have a plushie, and I know this sounds very juvenile, and but I wanted to know if you would let me try out this new magic that I have been gifted, to see if maybe I could mend your old weapon. Now it won't repair any kind of magic or attunement you might have had with the weapon, but it could repair the weapon to where it's at least useful to you. And
I appreciate. Zachariah says, I appreciate your efforts, but I'm interested. I feel that I understand the process. It's a very intricate process. It's going to require a blacksmith and a magic user, possibly, or someone that can wield arcane power to fully restore this Spirit Walker's flail. And so I would like to pursue that, because I would like for this Spirit Walker's flail to be restored fully. So I'm not interested if this is something that's going to be a half measure, or something that could potentially not allow it to be fully healed. Does your process, are you saying that your process will bring this flail back to its full might and power?
From what I am aware, it will bring the flail back to its solid use, but someone with more magic ability than myself, because I am a first level user, would have to imbue it with the arcane. But the weapon itself would be fully functional once again. This cantrip and the attunement that I have with what I was going to share with you was given to me by my grandmother, who was an exceptional arcane wizard, who was married to my uncle, who was a paladin as well. My grandmother, who was married to my, anyway, you got to hear me. My dog barked.
All right.
He said roll for deception.
Yeah, exactly right. So what? Okay, so let me ask Chris. So Chris, in what she's offering, in game terms, what can you tell me? What I would have to be able to use from the flail, or what I would not be able to use from the flail? Is this something? I don't know.
What my understanding that she's offering is to give you the ability to use the flail as intended, as a flail, not as a magical flail or a attuned flail right now, because her power is still, for lack of a better word, in the juvenile state. But she's
I get it. Right.
She's at least offering to help repair the flail so that you can use it, along with your shield, and not always have to use the spear, but being able to use the flail as um, a primary weapon until such time as either she becomes more powerful in her abilities as a wizard, or you find another wizard or another magic user who can help you attune that, and
I got you.
its full strength. I mean, it's not a half measure, it is the beginning process, because you're going to have to repair it in order for it to be able to become attuned again,
Sure.
what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. You gave me the formula.
Yeah, it's a really powerful weapon.
Yeah,
that-
you gave me the formula on how to do it. Yeah, no. So going through that process, thinking about it, praying about it a little bit. Zechariah says, Aaron, I appreciate your offer, and so he digs around into his satchel that he has. Kind of has this kind of a large backpack, looks like some type of a military backpack. He brings like a rucksack, right? Because he was former military, so he probably carries around like an 80-pound sack on his back, right? So he goes and he gets the flail out, and he lays it before you and says, "Please, I would like to be able to use this again. Please see what you can do with your newfound powers."
And I rolled on my new wizard dice.
Nice. Yeah, we saw those pictures.
No, and
Those
I rolled.
pictures are incredible.
And I rolled an 18, so
That's a strong roll.
only successful. And so once I pray to the true bog, and I also give thanks to the alpha bog for Zechariah having faith in me to attempt this mending. I lay my hands on the broken pieces, and with my elbow, I nudge my little plushy owlbear that Nana gave me, and I say thank you to the true bog and the alpha bog for mending this weapon. And with my hands, there's just like this bolt of light, and there's this sound, and it just goes. And when I hand it back to Zechariah, there is no trace of damage.
So Zechariah, when you receive this, or when you see this feat happen, you literally see the pieces of this flail, this weapon that you have been using for many years. You see it fusing back together. You see the wood and the iron and the pieces joining and refusing themselves together. The stains of your hands, the blood and sweat from your hands of using this, and the blood of your enemies that dot places on this, you see them shed away. As it's almost to the point that you can smell and taste the metal and the wood as it wafts through the air, as there is just this aura around this weapon. And it feels so comfortable in your hand. It feels like it has been a part of you forever, like an old friend, like you remember the first day you held it in your hand. You have that vivid memory, and you feel that sense of wonder, and then you can hear Frost outside barking at the moon, and it brings you back into the present. And Erin's sitting there with a look of satisfaction upon her face, and you can see the others in the room have kind of gone quiet, and they're watching this and seeing what is happening. And you know that you are so close to being able to use the full force and magnitude of this piece again. And it brings a sense of satisfaction and a sense of accomplishment in knowing that another member of your party wanted to help with this. "6 years running, Grain Soak Ale reigns supreme in the kingdom of Ithaca. Crafted by the Grain Soak brothers in small batches, originally served only in the Dusty Kettle Tavern in Ballistavia, now served across the realms. A wine is just a wine, but an ale is a brew. Grain Soak Ale now served across Ithacoth and Asterag, not sold in Aphomet. Drink responsibly, not suitable for halflings, gnomes, or fairies."
Awesome.
So-
Yeah. So, wow. So I embrace. I embrace Aaron. Right? You're okay with that, right? I give you like a hug, and Zechariah says, "Thank you. This is a very kind gesture, and it shows also your growing power that I've seen you are developing just over the last few weeks that we've been adventuring together. So thank you very much. Praise to the True Bog and also to the Alpha Bog, obviously. And thank you for this. Now, Chris, in game terms, I'm just going to add just a basic flail to my inventory and equip it.
Yes.
Right. So nothing magical. It's just a flail.
No, not yet.
In game terms.
Yeah, it's just a flail right now.
Okay, perfect. That's fine. Yeah, because I get because of my weapon mastery is on my flail and my spear, so that's perfect. I can still use weapon mastery with that. It's non-magical.
Yeah, for the time.
That's perfect.
Make sure that you keep all the stats for the.
Oh yeah, it's not going anywhere. The Spirit Walker's flail, we homebrewed it in D&D Beyond and saved it. So actually, yeah, anyone can equip or find the Spirit Walker flail and equip it. But yeah, I've got the actual game stats as an actual inventory item. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Aaron.
Aaron, you can respond to that. You can, if you choose to.
Mostly making my dog quiet.
It's okay. We appreciate it. Okay, Lomende, I do want to come back to you because you are attempting to attune the belt that you received as well as the thieves' tools. How long do you need in order for that particular?
I looked it up, and it's and if this is misinformation. I'll go back and look through it again. But it said a short rest to attune a magical item. And I couldn't find anything specific about attuning something to an arcane focus. So if you're willing to have that take up more time because it's a more difficult thing to do, that can take up like maybe an hour, 2 hours.
You know, since y'all are doing 24 hours, we're going to basically use or agree that whatever you're attuning, whatever you're working on, you accomplish. You know, the letters that Kingfisher has sent out, that happens, that takes place. This attunement that you're working on, the tools that you're working on, the thieves' tools, the belt, it happens. Okay. Talnar working on reading, those sorts of things. Talnar, you actually are able to decipher about a third of the book. You're picking out more and more of the words and being able to translate them, not just writing them down, but actually reading them and saying them. So there's the Dwarven language, as much as it's I mean, at this point it's an ancient language, as well as the fact that it's a banned language, because dwarves are not allowed in the Iron Realm at this point in time, or at least that you remember and you are aware of. So reading that book, nobody else is helping you. You're having to learn it on your own, and you're able to do so over the course of the time. Since a good majority of you have worked together, but Lomondé and Aaron Stonefell, both of you are new to the party. If you would like to, since everybody is, kind of doing their own thing, if the two of you would like to talk about your past a little bit, or if anybody wants to talk about who you are and who, where you have come from, I know that that there's a lot of exposition that can be done here, because some of you really don't know each other other than just fighting side by side or back to back against monsters. So if anybody would like to talk, you're more than welcome to.
I'd like to hear more from Kat.
That because you just got the tongue?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kat?
There's so much more that we don't know yet.
Well, there's many more things that I'm not quite comfortable sharing yet.
I don't know anything about you other than your name and Call's story, and Theo is a cat. I really don't know anything about you. I mean, I know you fight well, because we've fought together quite often, but I don't know much about you.
I think you know about as much as we all do, to tell you the truth. So I think everyone, well, I know I kind of lean in as you start to interact with Kat, right? Like even I kind of, lean in, to try and hear anything that Kat might say.
Well, okay. So this is out of character. Just just to put it out there right now, I'm still in her story is still slightly in development. There's a couple things that I need to confirm with the DM first before I say anything. With both characters technically, which I'll probably do tomorrow night.
That's cool. You being elusive is par for the course. So no one would, everyone would just kind of, get it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can get as much or as little as you choose to. I'm basically giving everyone an opportunity of getting to know each other, because that's really what this particular, where we are in a full rest. I mean, you're talking 24 hours that you're in the room together. You're not going to just sit there and go, I'm just reading a book the whole time. So have conversations and get to know each other. That's the important thing for play.
Yeah, it's a rare opportunity that we have this amount of time to where we're not in some running gun battle, right? Which has only lasted 4 years at this point in the real world. In the real world,
6 years in the real world, 4 years, 4.5 years in gameplay. So no pressure on anyone. If you don't want to say anything, I understand. I'm just giving you the opportunity to do so if you want.
Well, I mean, she does have one thing that she wants to say, but it's all she's gonna say, and then she'll shut down afterwards. I mean, Kat, who is me, I'll just say my full name is Catherine Gashtai, and
Bless you.
I stole her, and she's pointing down to Theo, which Theo decides to pipe up, and she says, "My name is Theodora Tishara, and I am of noble birth."
Do you want to go with Catherine? I'm talking to Thea. No.
We kind of exchange a glance between each other, and we both reply with yes.
Then that's cool with me. We don't want anybody here that doesn't want to be here. We're not all about that. So. Just check.
How about a history check on that last name? Can I do a history check on that last name?
On whose?
On Theodora's. She said she's of noble birth.
Either one. Yeah, you can do a history check.
I'd like to. I mean, we've lived in the world, just in case.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm rolling. 10. 10 on history, so does not ring a bell, I'm assuming, Chris.
Does not.
Okay.
Anybody else doing the same, or just listening in? Frost, I understand. You want to know just as much as the rest of us. We're all sitting on the edge of our seats.
It's true.
And it's all good. I would much rather have the participation than having chirps.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
So Tolnar is
somebody roll a natural 20. Yeah.
So Tolnar's sitting there. He's sitting there looking over the book. Heard the last name. And I rolled a 16, by the way.
Okay.
So does it ring a bell to Tolnar? Like Pavlov or?
In a way it does, but you can't quite place your finger on it. It's an old name, but it is not one that you have heard for many, many years. And honestly, what comes to your mind, you would need to piece together by listening and talking with Kat more and Theo more, to understand where they are coming from, because what they are saying, you kind of understand what the name is, but you can't put your finger on it per se. So you need more information. Let's put it that way. But it does.
Would the noble being noble make click with me as well, or is it just something?
It may click with you. It may not. It's again, the pieces of the puzzle are not quite there yet. So Kat and Theo both need to help piece the puzzle together, at least for right now.
I'll be working on it tonight.
So, but
like I've been working on it this whole time.
But again, as Zechariah even said, everyone kind of perks their ears up and kind of sits on the edge of their seat. They want to know more because Theo and Kat have been with you for so long now that them speaking of anything other than or being quiet, even in battle they're quiet. So having this rare opportunity to listen to them, everybody is kind of going, I want to know more. So what was I gonna say?
I'm sleeping this whole time, so I will.
Yeah, Kingfisher, is there, I mean, are you waking up at any point in time to
Yeah, I'm dead to the world asleep right now. So yeah, I'm missing all of this. I'm sure someone will fill me in later, but I sent my letters and I went to bed, and I'm going to get the full benefit of this full rest.
slumber? So
Yes.
are you sleeping like Big Bird in his
Yes, I built a nest on the second floor next to the window, and I'm sleeping in it. Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't want anybody to feel like we are not involving you in this. Please pipe in with
I
whatever.
would if I had something to add. I'm perfectly fine with all
Okay.
this. I tend to dominate the sessions in some weeks, so I'm bowing back for now. So.
and listening with rapt attention. So your dreams are actually listening and hearing the conversations from everybody else. So that
Interesting.
you're still hearing it. So, who else? What? Aaron Stonefell. We really haven't heard much from you. What do you have to say?
I thought you had heard a lot from me, but okay.
You've heard a lot. I've heard a lot from you, like outside of gameplay. I'm sure the other characters or the other members of the party would like to know more about you. If you choose to.
I'd be happy to talk to somebody about myself, but I don't. What do you want me to say? Expounding about oneself is not fun if there's not somebody to talk to.
Well, the other members are there. They are listening or participating in this conversation. So, Kat and Theo have just
Well,
about them.
yeah, and Zechariah, after you assisted him, and he thanked you, and he would mildly be curious. Zechariah kind of keeps to himself. He's more of a matter-of-fact, soldier-esque type. but he would say he is interested about. He'll say, where, if you don't mind me asking, where, when you entered in to Ephraim through the portal, where did you come from? What are the last few things that you remember before you were brought into our group?
Think. When I first came into the dungeon, the last thing that I remember is was actually the end of quite a long quest that I had been on, and I had been following some ley lines and attunement with my mace, the one that I use all the time, my Morning Star, and it was so cold that day, and I mean, I just I don't. The portal appeared, and the place that it appeared, I had to make a decision, and the decision was to either step off this cliff. It's a sheer wall of ice, or to step back and remain a simple warrior of the realm. And I had these two choices in front of me, and it was very clear that I could remain Aaron. I could just remain simple Aaron, a warrior, or I could become my grandfather and my grandmother's hope, and step off that cliff and into that portal. And when I did, I had no idea if I was stepping off a portal into my death, or if I was going to land hard or not. And I landed in the dungeon there with you.
And Lomondé came with her also, right, Chris?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So Zechariah says, well, was Lomondé with you? Were you and Lomondé were adventuring together, searching these ley lines?
No, Lomondé, I had never met her until that day. She is not from the place where I come from.
I was on I'll go ahead and pipe up from where I'm at. I was on a job for some noble family or other who was feuding with another family from a place that I don't care to mention the name of. And I was almost there. and then suddenly, like a trap door, right under my feet, and then I was there, in front of all of you, in that room, in that dungeon.
Do either of you have? I know, Aaron, your faith is your allegiance is to the Trubog. But do either of you? Did you ever give any type of worship to the Alpha Bog? Did you ever give any mind to the Alpha Bog or not?
I have to admit, until I met you, I had not heard of the full pantheon that is available now. From what Relpec and I discovered in the dungeon library, and this is something that I've been wanting to discuss with the whole group, and now that we have this time together, and I don't know how this affects Lominde's story, but my own story, from what we've discovered with my knowledge of history and my language skills, Relpec and I discovered that I walked through the portal, or I jumped through the portal 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago?
In the past. So, I have never heard of the Alpha Bog. There was
Lominde. So Lominde, Lominde, what year? Okay, so now this is going to be Chris might need to jump in here. And I think I've asked this question before about timelines and years and all this stuff like this. But I'll ask Lominde. Lominde, what year do you believe it to be?
The people that I tend to operate in the world with, or was raised by, don't measure time quite like people here, but I can tell you I did learn of the splitting of the Thieves Guild in that library. It had not yet split. I didn't know about any of the schisms, so take that for what you will.
Chris, does everybody have a general idea of the name of the planet that we're on?
In their own language, they would know what the planet is. The planet Universal is I have to get over to it so I don't mess that up.
Well, it's an amalgam of the children's names, right?
Yeah. I've just got to get. It's Aligruha. Aliu Greyha is the name of the planet.
So I'll say that because I'm sure Zechariah would, or we'll say Zechariah knows. So I'll ask, both Aaron and Lominde. Were you aware? I know this might sound like a strange question, but you've introduced a very amazing concept to us. Were you on? Do you know the planet? Where all of the kingdoms are located at, and where we're at right now. Did you happen to know the planet? And I'll say it again, Chris. How you pronounce it?
Aliu Greyha.
Aliu Greyha. And so I'll say, are you familiar with Aliu Greyha, which is where we are? I hope we're still on the planet. So I'm just going to pretend like we are. But I'll ask Aaron and Lomondé, do you think that they've actually come from, you say you've come from a different time. Could you have possibly come from a different place? Maybe not, because Lomondé had some reference.
I can't speak for Lomondé for myself. I am very aware that we are on the same planet. The first time that the star fell, Railpeck saw in the sky in his great eye contraption thing we put back together. The first time that happened was actually when my family, the stone fell. That's where our name comes from. The stone fell from the sky, and it dug through the glacier in the Northlands, and that's where they built the castle. And so the first time that the meteor, that we've decided that's what we're going to call it, fell from the sky, that stone, and so that the blue stone that's in my arcane focus on my necklace that always lights up so brightly when I am focusing my magic, it's a piece of that original stone. There's a piece of it in my father's scepter and a piece of it in my mother's crown. And this was given to me when I was set out on my quest. But the first time that the meteor went by, Ali Grehu, however you say it.
Greha.
But how we used to say it back in the day. Now it's the second time around. And what we called the wolf and the cub, from what I understand from Railpeck, now you call the sisters?
Yeah, Railpeck actually sits up, listening to what Aaron is saying, and he says that we call them the sisters. The first sister fell many moons ago.
Yes.
And that is what Aaron and I have interpreted from the book is the first sister. The second sister is the one that was supposed to fall, but apparently has yet to arrive. And so the second sister hasn't arrived yet. Though the Aduka, can't get that name out correctly. The Aduka,
Udakuwu.
Yes, Udaku. I can't even.
Udaku?
Udakuwu.
Udaku. They worshipped the Medusa being the follower of the second sister, and the one that is supposed to destroy the entire continent, and in fact the entire world. But they were wrong in their thinking that it was going to arrive now. that it actually hasn't arrived yet. So,
As I awake and join the conversation, I too came to this area unexpectedly and mysteriously, although the timeline appears to be the same for me. I was in the stock room at Phoenix Grip Apothecaries, where I work, as an alchemist and chemist and overall just genius for the company. I was taking inventory, and I noticed that one of the barrels of tea felt to be light, lighter than it should have been, being was supposed to be a full barrel of tea leaves. And so I opened up that barrel and I looked in, and it was empty. And I thought, oh, that's odd. And then the next thing I know, I tripped, I fell in the barrel, and I woke up in I don't know if it was the same or a different barrel in Everett. And it was, and I remember Zechariah was there, and one of my coworkers, Bronson Fitz, had just disappeared. We found his statue later on, and it was odd circumstances there because everyone thought he had been turned to stone by the Medusa and the Udakawu, but he had actually, his physical form had been sent at the exact time I appeared in the barrel back to Highwood, and I've been in contact there, and apparently, I've sent word because he told us through the statue, some sort of mysterious communication type, that he was back in Highwood. So my mission has been to find dear Relpec, assemble his telescope, predict the second sister coming. But my ultimate goal is to get back to Highwood, because I had a job there, and I have friends and acquaintances and consorts and such. So I was hoping to get back and continue on my adventures there, but I've been delightfully stuck with you all in harsh circumstances, but good company. So now that I'm hearing how Aaron and Lomende arrived, it's just, there's more mystery to be solved. And I'm looking forward to solving it and getting us all where we are supposed to be by the bogs. That is all.
Lomende, did you want to say anything else?
Regarding the planet question that I never got to answer, I will say that I do know that is where we are, but that is not the name I was taught when I was younger. It's a name I came to know.
I'm making some notes, Chris.
What
For
is
you.
Sorry, say that again, Aaron. We didn't hear you.
Lomende? What is the name you were taught? What's the name of the planet?
Indecipherable.
Help.
Need somebody.
A quick out of character note. I personally don't know. Second of all, I have a feeling if I gave her the name, it would give away like dead on where I'm from, and that's something I'm really still trying to keep close to my chest until.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I'll just say I haven't heard it in a very, very long time, and it might be spoken differently now.
The perfectly good answer. So,
Zechariah, I've heard you talk about your sister's son,
uh, decades ago, and I volunteered actually for service. I was in the standing military for Astarag, and I was loyal to that group. We were in a town. It was a nondescript town. We were sent there because there was a disturbance. We weren't sure if it was another army, if it was spies, but or even monsters. But there was a disturbance in this town. We were dispatched there. I was the leader. I was a staff sergeant at the time, and we were cleaning out this town again, looking for anyone that was there to cause trouble or understand why the citizenry was becoming frightened. We found out that there was actually a undead infestation which had started to take over the town. And when I was battling inside of a church, the floor gave way. I was fighting. I'd been beset by some hellhounds. I'm not sure if anyone else has ever run into hellhounds, but they're terrifying creatures. And in this ensuing battle, I had fallen through the floor. There was this. The floor was obviously weak where I was at, and in my battles with these hellhounds, I fell down several feet. In fact, some reports from some of my men say that it was 30 feet that I fell. And as I was going to be basically destroyed by these hellhounds, I looked up and I saw a statue that was in the basement of this church. And surprisingly enough, as wild as this sounds, light shone out of the eyes of this statue and destroyed the hellhounds around me in this magical, divine blue flame. I couldn't understand it, and I come to find out that this statue was dedicated or represented the Alpha Bog. I had been completely an agnostic at that point. And it was such a revelation that this miraculous event had happened. I decided to dedicate my military service, my sword and my shield and my armor to the Alpha Bog. And so I actually got out of the military, went to one of the paladin training temples, and for the last few years, I've been in service to the Alpha Bog.
That's an amazing story.
Anyone else?
Polinar will look up and just say that I'm on a run. I'm on the run from, let's say, not so positive interaction from a previous employer that tried to unfortunately take the wrong choice at the end of the contract. And as one does to get reprimand and to be able to maintain their level of professionalism, end up having to actually take everything in my own hands. And unfortunately, I did not do my due diligence and dedication as I normally do in researching the client. And his roots went deeper than expected. And just look back down at the book.
On that note, would anyone like to play Dragon Chess?
You have a full set, right?
I'm down.
Okay.
All right. So, with that being said, going into the rest of the 24 hours that you have together, I'm sure that there will be more exposition as soon as Q pops out of the bag and you pops out of the bag. We may get to hear part of his story.
Use or use? Because use, I don't think none of us speak sheep.
Q and you. Oh, you look.
Nah.
Anything is possible. You may actually be able to talk common.
I know her entire background, and anything she says is a lie.
So she says that Kingfisher is a really great caretaker. Got it. It's not true.
All her
Absolutely, it would be untrue because Hydrangea takes care of her, not me.
With that being said, we are going to finish out this evening. I do appreciate everyone being here tonight and learning a little bit more about our character. This has been awesome. Another week of excitement and something different than just going after monsters. Thank you, adventurers, for another great evening. And to our audience, thank you very much for being a part of this and joining in on the fun and learning something new about our party, where they came from and where they're going. Until next week, we do hope that you have a fantastic rest of your week. And until next Wednesday night, let's roll.
Shadows stretch along in the iron haze, boots on the stone through a labyrinth maze, whispers of gold in the dragon's breath, every step closer to glory or death. Through the iron realm we march tonight, treasure gleams in the fading light, the monsters howl and the darkness creeps, victory calls but the price cuts steep. The